Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome to a Mask Monday that I have been wanting to film for quite a while. My comeback video, if you would. So, let's put a mask on, talk a little bit about where I've been, and I'm going to show you some friend mail that I got during all of this. So, if this interests you, I really and sincerely hope that you would consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean the world to me. So, let's get into it. I'm going to put some ears on. And instead of a sheet mask today, and I had actually pulled a sheet mask out, I am very cold. Very cold today. It's only, well, it's 57 now, and it's 1:23 in the afternoon. But I don't want to be cold. So I'm not going to use my mask. I'm going to use the exfoliating pads. I finished up my First Aid Beauty ones. Loved those. They were a bit smaller than these, but they perform the same. I've used these a few times, but I wanted to finish up on the First Aid Beauty. So I'm actually going to not use the first two up there. Here we go. This doesn't seem quite as moist as some of the other ones. So, for starters, let's open, or let me show you what I got in friend mail last month. From, let's do one side of my face first. Hang on. I forgot how to do this. Okay. So, friend mail, courtesy of Andy from Andy Does Stuff. Thank you so much, Andy, for this. She had messaged me, gosh, towards the end of 2023, and she had did a declutter, and she had asked me would I be interested in this palette, and I was like, absolutely. I have really fell in love with the themed BH Cosmetics. So she sent me the Mimosa palette. Now this is what it looks like, and this is the color story. I'm going to show this. I really want you to get a good look at that, because no lie, when I went to the mailbox and I got this and I opened it, I had an appointment. So I was, and when I pulled in is when I went to the mailbox. Anyway, this is what I was wearing. I wore this on my channel, I think, one time before, but I was wearing a cardigan. This cardigan right here, these colors. I'll do the back so you can see all the colors. This cardigan, this palette, and it was such a missed opportunity to film that night with this, but now I'm going to go into, you know, part of the second part of this video. But anyway, she gave me this palette, and I cannot wait to use it. And she also wrote me a very lovely note, and she put some sheet masks in there, so that's always fun. And I saw a meme one time that said, as we get older, we find things that bring us joy, and one of the things is we love boxes of any kind, and that is so me to a T. I love a good box. It's crazy, but I do. But this is what that came in. I've saved this box. Is this not the cutest? And everything fit just perfectly in this box. It was all just decorated, you know, presented just absolutely beautiful. And so I'm keeping this box. But I wanted to really show you this palette because I've been really wanting to use it, but I wanted to film the unboxing. So we did. We got the Weekend Vibes Mimosa palette and all of these colors. If you know me and you've been on my channel, you know these are my jam. Now, as for everything else, I have not uploaded in a very long while. That is due to several things. I spent January in and out of doctor's offices, for lack of a better word. January and February. I didn't have any insurance until December. Okay, December, I finally had coverage. So I had been going to my primary care doctor, who had been, you know, basically they knew the dilemma that I was in. So basically it was a band-aid on a lot of the things that health-wise that had been, you know, plaguing me. And so we really were, that was just, you know, it was putting a plug in a yacht to keep it afloat. But it was working. When I got health insurance, I mean, from word coverage starts, it was, you know, appointment after appointment to get the things that needed to be done that I couldn't afford to do, you know. And one of those was an upper and lower scopes, endoscopy, colonoscopy. I had been having some issues before. Issues that are not, they don't need mentioning in this video, but they were enough that my gastro appointment was booked in December, I think. No. Wasn't in December. It was in January. They did an endoscopy, and they did a CT scan of my abdomen, my gut. Well, had that. Fast forward to February. My two scopes were, one was on, I think, a Tuesday, and the other one was on a Friday. Let's see. Is it Thursday? Yeah. Yes. Because I had a 2-day prep. That was all I had. Anyway, that was done. Again, I'm a very hard stick. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, I talked a little bit about this. They had to go in my feet. Obviously, when they do these upper and lower scopes, you are sedated. So nothing hurts. You don't feel anything. You don't wake up from a colonoscopy and feel like, well, I mean, you know, you don't feel like what had happened just happened, if that makes any sense. But anyway, so my CT scan showed some abnormalities. In the midst of this, I uploaded a video because I went on a job hunt application, and it was the last video before this one. You know, it's kind of, I was putting myself out there. It was one of those, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to record this. So if I want to make excuses, I'm looking back at the footage and going, you are going to do this. I did. I got called for an interview, and that was where the story stopped in terms of YouTube, social media, whatnot. They called me on the day that I had the surgeon appointment. I was upfront, honest, and explained that, you know, I needed a minor procedure, is what I said. At this point, I was not 100% sure that they were going to do surgery. I just know 2 other physicians told me that I needed surgery, that this thing needed addressing very quickly. And so I told, you know, the lady that called me and offered me the job, I said, well, you know, I have a doctor's appointment today. You know, I really wished I had got the call after, but what's done is done, and I'm an honest person. So, you know, instead of just saying, yeah, I can start in 2 weeks, hopefully, and just kind of played it by ear, I had to be honest, and I explained, again, I used simple procedure. Well, I said, you know, I can let you know more to the next day, because my appointment was so late in the day that I knew that there was no way that they were still going to be in the office by the time I got out of the doctor's office. And if they were, it was just for such a short amount of time, and I didn't know what was going to happen at this appointment. Anyway, I was told I needed surgery ASAP. So I'm processing all of this on a Tuesday. I called, you know, the place back, and I'm like, hey, they are going to do this procedure. They're going to do it on Friday. So the doctor said in about a week or 2, I should be good to go. You know, I said, of course, they give you the best case and worst case scenario. You know, in mine, worst case scenario, they'd have to open me up versus laparoscopically. I got a start date. No sooner had I wrote on my calendar while I'm on the phone with her, start date, start job, which was 2 weeks from that Friday. I put the cat back on the Sharpie, because I was writing it in a Sharpie. My phone rang, and it was them again, and I was like, oh, maybe she might be calling me to, you know, go fill out some paperwork, so forth and so on. No. She was calling me to rescind the job offer. They needed someone immediately. I said, okay. Now, I mean, this was a created position from what I understood. So, you know, at any rate, I'm opting to believe the good in people. However, it stung. And I think it stung a little bit more because I know the people. And it is what it is. I 9 times out of 10 will always take the high road. It's a road I've always tried to teach my children to take, or their friends, if they've ever came and, you know, needed advice, so forth and so on. That is, you know, I've just always said, you know, just take the high road. So that's what I did. The surgery was a success. There were quite a few hiccups while I was there. I don't even think I've told you guys. I had an internal inguinal hernia. Much different from a hiatal hernia, which I've had several. Those don't bother me. They don't affect me. You know, they just show up on a scan or a scope. So the last hernia that I had was when they did the bypass surgery in 2021. Yeah, 2021. So, but this one was different. This one was around in my intestines. So my intestines were basically kinked and tangled, which is dangerous, very dangerous. So hence I'm getting you in, you know, next to now type of scenario. That was an entire whirlwind from going the next day to get pre-op done to that, you know, telling my family, hey, you know, in 2 days I'm going to be in the hospital having this surgery for this issue. And you know, and I've kind of alluded that I've had some tummy issues. You know, I've said a couple of times in my videos, I know, you know, oh, you can hear my stomach, you know, because it's not just, you don't just get that rumble like, you know, when you're hungry, you're like, oh yeah, I'm hungry, can you hear my stomach growling? No, this literally sounds like growling. At any rate, so getting the surgery was not nearly as smoothly as it should have been. However, what's done is done. It is repaired, untangled. Some of the things that had really been bothering me are not bothering me anymore. Thank goodness for that. Today would have been the day that I started the job. So the surgery was 2 weeks ago. And, you know, I'm very much healed 85%. You know, I can function. You know, I actually got out of my house yesterday for the first time since surgery. So 2 weeks I'd been in the house, hadn't left, except for, you know, to go next door. But as far as getting in a vehicle and leaving, no. You know, they did it laparoscopically, so, you know, I have, you know, a belly full of little scars that don't bother me. I do have a bit of discomfort still on my left side, which was the side, you know, the left side is the side that they go in, and the big laparoscope part of this whole thing, that's the part that they're constantly moving around, you know, cutting or rerouting, and they're doing a lot of the work on on my left side with the scope, and of course untangling it. You know, it took several hours. The surgery did, and I was able to go home that day, which kind of surprised me because it was unusual. When I wake up from anesthesia, I am always very, very hard to wake. They tell me, and my oxygen level is typically in the 80s. When I wake up, I usually have the nose cannula on me, or either the mask, because for whatever reason, there are two things that are guaranteed when I have any type of anesthesia, whether it be the twilight, I forgot what it's called, the when they do like an endoscopy and a colonoscopy where they give you some propofol in your vein and you're just like, oh, and you're asleep. I wake up extremely nauseated with all of those with the different types of anesthesia. For general anesthesia, I wake up and it takes more time to get my O2 level up. So, and they usually end up keeping me to monitor, that being one of the reasons, And two, it's major surgery. It's not a minor procedure. It's major surgery. So, that is what it is. I have zero plans to go under the knife again. Ever. So, I've attempted to film, I don't know how many times, this very video with these two issues, the job and the operation. So now that is finally off my plate to address, I'm just so ready to get back to my regular content, doing the regular things that I'm doing, the hauls or unboxing, or the get ready with me's, which is I love to do. Hopefully I'll have some collabs this year, because they truly are so relaxing to me. It probably sounds like that's easier than just sitting down and filming. It is, but at any rate, that is it for this video, my video back. I hope you all have had a wonderful, wonderful day. I have read your comments, your DMs. They mean so much to me, and I needed them when you guys wrote them and I read them. It was just at a time that I really, really, really needed to feel that love and feel that compassion. Chronic pain is very lonely sometimes. I'll just kind of, if you have that, and you know what I mean, seeing and reading and watching you guys truly brings me such a sense of solidarity. I don't know how to explain how much it meant to me. It just did. If I didn't respond, I am horrible at that. I'm absolutely horrible. I'm horrible when I don't leave a comment and I'm watching you guys' video. It is truly not intentional. I promise you. I just, 9 times out of 10, I'm multitasking, doing, whatever. But I do see them, and I do enjoy them. Now that this chapter is closed, my 2024, hopefully from March forward, is uneventful, except for the birth of my 3rd grandchild. I am looking forward to that. As always, guys, be beautiful, be kind, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.